All right, it's Silver Bullet's time to get some love. Gonna try to start doing tires today. First things first though, I gotta get the old girl cleaned up. She needs a bath, something fierce, since I never got a chance to wash it last fall, since I went from chisel plowing in the snow to it just started snowing. So she's got a little bit of mud, but at least this year it was able to sit in a barn and the mud didn't, you know, get worse because it kept getting rained down and snow down, so that was nice. But so we got to do tires, service it. We were talking, can't remember what video it was, talking about the batteries might be going bad on it yesterday. The weather was really shitty. I didn't actually do a whole lot, but got some parts ordered and did some chasing and stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. But I had to go up to the Deere dealer, and I got some talc for mounting the tires, since they're gonna have tubes in them. And since I was going up there, I was gonna check the batteries, and if I needed batteries, I was gonna go get batteries for it while I was up there. And I threw a load tester on them, and they tested fairly decent. They pulled down to about 11.2 and then jumped right back up to about 12.2, so not terrible. So I cleaned up all the battery connections and greased them, and it seems to have made it crank better. But I noticed I got this ground cable right here is getting kind of Actually, it's just kind of plain scary right here, but so I got stuff to make a new ground cable for it. But so got to do that cable, tires, change the oil, just give it a quick once over, and she should be pretty much good to go. So anyhow, like I say, first things first, I'm going to clean it up. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a bath, and we'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right, I got it washed off for the most part. After I got everything put away, I got to looking and noticed a few spots I missed, but that's the way it goes. Probably gonna power wash it one more time after I get done servicing it, because it tends to get a little oily anyhow. But so now comes the part that I've been dreading. Obviously got to take the duals off, and I'm just gonna do one corner at a time to limit the number of setups I got to do. But so cast duals, great for doing tillage, suck for pretty much everything else, including maintenance. So not just like a regular dual where you can manhandle it with one or two people. This thing requires a forklift. And the way the diffs are set up on these, or the whole driveline in general, in order to get it to where you can roll the wheel over if need be, you actually have to jack up the whole front axle so that they can counter rotate. Otherwise you're fighting the rear diff when you try to turn the wheel or roll the axle over. So I'm already set up so that when the time comes we can roll her over, because it's not really important right here at this moment. But first things first, the dual's got to come off, and we'll start on the inner tire. And then I bought a bead breaker. Hopefully it works. I was playing with it when I got it out of the box, and I think it works okay. It's a China special. I wasn't happy about it, but to get into what I believe was an American made one, and I'm not even 100% sure, because I looked up the name of the company and they did not have a manufacturing location, and could not find made in the USA anywhere on it. So it may very well just been a more expensive China one. But anyhow, to get into one that I believe was American, I was looking at almost $1,000, and the one that I bought off eBay was $250 plus $25 shipping. So I don't mount enough tires to justify a $1,000 bead breaker. And like I say, I couldn't find any evidence that it actually was made in America, so I may have been paying you may have just been paying $1,000 for the same tiny garbage, so who knows. But anyhow, I will get tools around and we will get this dual off. Okay, I already took 4 big bolts out, so where can I set you? Should be able to see from there. Try to balance it. These bolts go flying everywhere. Well, there it is. Like I say, it's a China special and I wasn't happy about it, but I could not justify the cost to get into a decent one. And I was impressed. It's a fairly heavy, I mean, it's, but I guess we're gonna find out, because when I was playing with it the other day, I could only get the clamp foot to come down. I couldn't get the press foot to engage. But that being said, I didn't have a rim to try it on. And without being on a rim, this actually goes down and contacts the foot and won't let it. So I don't know, we'll find out here in a second. But I got some screwdrivers driven in there to kind of get me hopefully that's enough to get it back behind the bead lip. And I guess we'll just have to see how things go from there. Okay, fingers crossed. The other thing, it might be partially, it might not have enough oil in it. I'm surprised they shipped it with oil in it, but I might try that if we still keep having issues. Try dumping some more oil in it. Okay, I'll dump some oil in it and see if that changes its tune, hopefully. Okay, so I did get the foot to work. Turns out you got to crack this here thing, this little, I don't know if you call it a bleeder screw, breather screw, whatever. You got to crack that loose. Otherwise, apparently, it airlocks the pump. But I might have to modify this because they made the foot too damn long. Leave it to the Chinese to screw something up that all they have to do is copy versions that have been being made for years. But the foot's too long and it hits right about here. So when you're doing this, you need to be able to, you know, wedge or stuff your wedges in under here, and then the clamp should pull it in underneath the bead lip. Well, by the time it hits here, you have to lay the breaker so flat that it basically puts your wedges right into the bead flange right here, and it won't suck them in. So I might have to pull this thing apart real quick and figure out where I need to cut it and cut off part of the clamp. I mean, I paid 250 bucks for it. I'm not real worried about it. Might as well make it where I could actually use it rather than have to keep fighting it. So figure out where I have to cut it and do that. Okay, round 2. As you can see, I whacked a fair old bit off of that clamp arm, probably damn near 2 inches, and then luckily it's made out of cast steel, so I was able to weld another little foot pad on there. And now when it clamps up, basically the edge of that pad is basically right underneath your wedge feet. So it's going to be a lot straighter pull, because hell, the way it was before, the pad was like clear the hell down here. So even if you could have got it clamped, it would have tried to have taken the bead breaker and like twisted it into the rim. So, but looking at pictures of more commercial grade, more expensive ones on the internet, it looks like basically the way I got it now is a lot closer to the geometry of a, you know, not cheapo eBay one. So let's see if this works. Hitting where it's supposed to hit it. I was really worried there for a minute. I was like, man, I spent this money for something that I ain't gonna be able to use. Luckily with a little bit of ingenuity, and luckily that worked, because if not, I think I just voided any return policy. does have a slight oil leak though. Yeah, he'll have that on them kind of jobs. So now I just gotta get the back bead done and we'll be rocking and rolling, huh? Alright, Dad had the idea to mix up some Murphys in the pump sprayer so that I didn't waste a bunch of it in slime form. I'll probably still use the slime putting new tires on, but that'll not waste so much taking the old tires off. So anyhow, I don't know why I'm still using random crap to set the camera on. I got two perfectly good tripods in the house now, but I didn't want to go grab them. And where... There's a little crust in there. Start with a small spoon. Well, that hurt. All right. This one there. I can get this one. This is one of them that had fluid in it, which would have been, seems like when I got this, two of the opposite corners were fully loaded and two of the opposite corner, the inner tires, not the duals, but two of them were full and two of them were like half full for some weird reason. But I had the tires unloaded, but they didn't. To get fluid out of the tires all the way, you almost have to de-bead them so that they'll suck in, and they didn't de-bead them. They just pulled them down as far as they could with vacuum, which sometimes, not on a rim or not on something that's been mounted this long because the rust will hold it, but a lot of times if you vacuum the tubes down enough to get everything out, the tires will just de-bead from the suction. But fact that there's chloride in there and I didn't want to make a mess. I just cut the damn tube, but okay, I got some tire snot put on the beads. Obviously you can see I threw some talc inside the tire. The whole point of the talc is to keep the tire and tube from sticking to each other, because that makes heat and could pop the tube. Not that they can go fast enough on a tractor for that to be a huge issue, but it's something to think about. Normally I don't care too much on smaller tires, but these things they got enough surface area, it could potentially be a problem. All right, there's one done. That took way too long, but we got the tools figured out and we got the process figured out, so hopefully it goes better, goes faster from here. Plus that tire, and there's one more, the two tires that were smashed flat. Played hell getting that one beaded up. It took almost, well, probably took an hour of jacking around to get it to bead up because it was obviously smashed flat and it was all deformed and it wanted to bead up funny, and we had to inflate it and deflate it a couple times and turn it and put weight on it, and it was fun getting that one beaded up. But that one and then the one other one that was smashed flat, get them two out of the way, and then the rest of them should be fine because they were not smashed flat. But don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything with them tomorrow or not because it's supposed to rain. Technically, I did many moons ago make a tool for holding wheels on the forklift fork. For working on them, I just don't know if it's heavy enough. I made it with you know, dual rims in mine, stamped steel. I don't know if it's heavy enough to handle one of these guys. But I might get brave and try to pick it up with that, and if so, I can at least work on the dual tomorrow in the garage. And if that goes well, I could pop all the duals off and just do the duals in the garage, and then just have to do the main tires. So, but anyway, I'm calling her for today. We're about out of daylight, so I guess that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.